This old Subaru is going to the junkyard, and so is this one. What up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today is an exciting one. Let me tell you why. If I pull this off correctly, that thing will be out of here. This thing will be out of here. I'll make about $5,000 and you guys will get a video. So it's a win, 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 win. I bought this car off some lady in Espanola. My buddy ran into this woman at a gas station. She said her son had just rolled her father's car. She got my contact information, gave me a call. This thing only has 141 on it, and it was running and driving when I got it. Needs a new windshield, 10K, firm. I've already gone ahead and pulled the motor out, put it in another car, and sold it. It's been hanging out here because it has a really nice interior. These things are generally just beat. This one's in great condition. Definitely has some dog hair and stuff, but overall it is what you want. Cloth heated seats, black carpet. That black carpet is a key point. When I get the Outbacks in with really, really bad interiors and they're tan, not black, I just swap them out. At my local junkyard, it's typically 20 for the carpet, 20 per front seat, 60, 20 for the rears, 80 bucks. About $100 I get a whole black interior. It's a lot of labor, but it really can make the difference between a scrap car and a sell car. Now this was in the moving out of the shop video. This was actually one of the last cars we wrapped up getting out of there, and it never would run right. Because of that, I pulled the motor out and popped it in a different car. It didn't run right in that car either, so then I had to pull ahead, found out it had a valve camshaft issue. I blamed the car, but there was multiple things. It wouldn't run right. It reeks of mouse poop and pee. It just smells like rats. Then when Jorge and I had bought this car, we were loading it in winter when it was cold. That got busted off because you touch anything when it's super cold and it just explodes into plastic pieces. It only has 178,000 miles. It's becoming increasingly rare to find these generation with under 200,000 miles. This one has 178 or 172, can't remember. So we're gonna fix it. The only reason I'm doing this is because my local junkyard got one this color, so we can get the hatch. That takes care of the body damage. Minus that, we're not worried about that. Then we'll put the black interior from this car in there, and that will only leave the motor as the big hurdle. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing I wanna do is clean this thing. Oh, I guess I took a door panel. I think I took another one. It's okay, we have the parts car. They are tan door panels in this, so we'll have to swap all four, no big deal. This smells terrible. This thing has just become a storage unit, so let's go ahead and deal with all that. I am ending my Subaru career, so everything's just going in the trash. It is very unfortunate. There will probably be some people that comment I could have sold all this stuff. I don't have time. I know there's brand new window switches I'm about to throw away. Brand new. Oh, I took it out. EJ25 race pulley, coilover top mounts. This is a welded front diff. Oh god, she's a thick girl. Scrap. Everything's going to scrap. These are all AC and power steering pumps that are good. Good window regulators, brand new exhaust from Subaru. Taillights, drive shafts, intakes, literally so many good parts. And it's time for it to all just be tossed. Unfortunately, my neighbor bitching to the county put a lot of stuff on time crunch. I was gonna get storage built and inventory all the parts once I had organization. I was buying a storage container. I'm gonna start with a scrap run, so I'm gonna get the trailer unhooked. Gonna need some low range. I'm gonna try so hard to keep the save pile extremely small. That will be our first scrap run. I actually have another parts car full of more Subaru parts. Those were mine. My buddy who liquidated his Subaru shop gave me all his parts and they all got shoved in here because I didn't really have anywhere else for them. This is all the stuff I can't part with yet. After this car's done, I'll be able to let a lot of this stuff go. I did find a couple goodies. Anytime the junkyard had an XT, I would take all of these. And sometimes it's the little details. If you swap that for that, it makes a difference. Let's move into the car. You guys ready to see why I declared this a scrap car? Look at how disgusting this thing is. Some of this is from parts. Most of it is not. It was this bad when I got it, and look, there's just mouse shit everywhere down there. And cars don't really get mice out here because I have a bunch of cats running around killing stuff. This car was absolutely disgusting, and honestly, it's just not even worth saving unless you have a parts car that's about to go to the junkyard. I wish y'all could smell it. It's not good. So to give it prime airing out time, I'm gonna pull the interior out. It's 125, be like a first pass strip. I'd say 15 minutes. Well, we're at 17 minutes and I got all the seats out. The yard's looking great. We're not going for time here. We're going for results and we're getting there. I'm gonna pull this carpet before we go to the junkyard. Look at how much mouse crap there is everywhere. This is how you pull carpet real quick. Just grab these, pull this way, and do it gently if you're trying to save them. And that makes it easiest to get access to pop these things out. Then you get a pick, go in here, hook sideways. I used to jam a screwdriver in here and get these to pop before I did the trim pieces. It's just way easier to do it this way. I also need to remove the center console. It's pretty self-explanatory. A couple bolts. There's some screws up here. Pop this e-brake boot. It's easy as that. 2 p.m. Carpet is out. Smells terrible still, but I'm sure most of it is held in this disgusting carpet and the rest of the cloth interior. That stuff holds smells. That is pretty much the only reason I like leather interiors more than cloth. Everything else about cloth is better. So off to get the hatch. Do you smell the mice in there? It smells terrible, huh? Look at this cute little mama. Look at those eyes. Show me the eyes. I never have the right tools for the junkyard. Sometimes you just gotta get in the car and go. I'm gonna shut these doors because I don't want the mouse poop in here getting wet before I vacuum it. Well, I only got 25 for all that stuff. I can't believe, I thought it would be more. I don't even think it's gonna pay for the hatch. It's in good condition, way better than what's on there. I ran into my buddy Enzo, so he's gonna help me lift stuff. I'll have a bunch of footage of me not knowing how to take this off. Made it back with the hatch. I ended up getting the headlights as well because they have the black housings. It completely changes the look of the front ends. Check out how it looks now. After I polish those, swapping those will be awesome. I generally just replace them, but that's like $200 to $300. It rained quite a bit while we were gone. Check this out. Look how much water is in this thing. So I'm glad I shut the doors. I'm gonna go ahead and dive right into this thing. I need to vacuum it, power wash it, rip the rest of the interior out. I don't normally change those back panels to black, but you gotta pull those to get to the hatch wiring. So while they're out, they're getting swapped, getting eaten by mosquitoes already. There's a lot to be done, not a lot of sunlight. So I'm gonna put away the camera for the night, get to work. We'll see you in the morning and check in on what's been done. Well, I finally got the interior all wrapped up, 100% together, and the car is looking great. I went ahead and removed the rest of the rear hatch trim pieces, and that was great because behind there I found more mouse nests, and the foam blocks in the quarter panels were covered with poop and pee, so I got rid of those, threw them away. I then proceeded to vacuum the whole car and stick the hose like down in the rear quarters as deep as I could to get any loose poop down there. The car's still a reek, so I went ahead and pressure washed it. Down, screaming, what now? The town. They could never put the squad down. Initially, I stayed pretty far back to try to just get the gross stuff loose and into puddles. And then I vacuumed it up with my shop vac. After the main gross stuff was out, I got back in there and pressure washed it 2 more times and vacuumed it 2 more times. Essentially what I'm running through is a process of dilution, diluting it to clean water. This is how it came out. It actually looked really good, smelled a ton better. Doesn't smell like mice anymore. With that out of the way, I went ahead and pulled the blue car up. I pulled the seats out of that and went straight to pressure washing those to start the drying process. Next up, the carpet. The carpet looks like it's had about 10 coffees poured on it. And when cleaning the carpet, it's once again a process of dilution. So you just want to keep pressure washing it over and over until it's flowing out clear water. This carpet was particularly bad and took about 3 passes, but in the end, it looks really good. It was time to change the hatch, so I went ahead and pulled that off. Then I put the front seats back in, followed by the rears, because it was really looking like it was gonna rain. The driver's side taillight was cracked bad enough to where it got water in it, so I took the opportunity to shoot to town, go to the junkyard, get the taillights. 2 mildly abused taillights. And then I went and bought some ribeyes for dinner. I was about to head back, but my buddy dumbass called me and told me he locked his keys out of his car. I checked the weather and it was still raining out in Pecos, so I could afford to kill half an hour. Bro, this is the vet.
Hey, where'd this come from?
Hey, how do you pronounce your last name again?
Demas.
Oh, I was close.
Oh,
What's up, baby?
Fuck you. That ruined December for me when people figured out it was dumbass.
Dumbass.
Dumbass. Is this gonna help?
Bro, you locked yourself out of your car.
Is this gonna help?
All right, I need you to say you're not gonna be mad at me if I break this window.
I will not be mad at you if you break my window, Colin Stein.
Let's try to get in this hole.
How are we gonna?
We got this thing.
Okay, broken wrench thing, bottle opener.
Harbor Freight. Interesting. Oh yeah, we might need something else.
A long stick. Something.
Okay, so now we just need a metal coat hanger to hit the unlock button. Let's go get one. No one had a metal coat hanger, not even Walgreens. My really good buddy Tommy used to work across the street at Firestone, and I know they have metal coat hangers, so we walked over there, and lo and behold, there's my old S14 with an SR that I sold for way too cheap, which is why I will never sell another 240. I'll burn them all first. Another one of Firestone's workers has an S13. We're all in the drift scene. Me less than them because I don't care to be another broke drifter. I'd rather be a shitty YouTuber.
Colin's trying to abort my car. Dude, the other side of maybe the other side would go a little farther. Straighten out the hook and you'll get a little bit more room reach out of it. Oof. Fucking A.
Got the keys. Here you go. You're welcome.
I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Since it was raining outside, I took that opportunity to wet sand. When you're restoring headlights, you want to sand until all the yellow is out and they start bleeding clear plastic. Then you can move on to the polishing compound. It looks like the headlights had been previously restored and sprayed with some sort of clear coat that had a lot of orange peel. They look a million times better just with a cut and buff. Someone at the junkyard had taken the headlight bulbs. Luckily, I stocked Sylvania Silver Star Ultra bulbs. They're the best bulbs on the market. Fun fact, I get them on eBay for 30 bucks a set versus AutoZone for 60 bucks a set. I went ahead and installed the headlights, and I'll tell you, it looks a million times better. Then I changed the door sills to the XT. That little bit of metal makes a difference. Last but not least, I cooked a ribeye, and that was it. Done for the day. That was a lot of work, but this is how the car looks now. It looks like a completely different car. Look at that class. Brand new Subaru floor mats. This interior looks brand new. I mean, okay, it's a little sun faded, but it looks almost brand new. I went back to the stock stereo, the 08 trim that doesn't just go straight up here, it curves this way. Back seats look amazing as well. I left the tan seat belts. I generally leave the tan ones up front as well, but I'd stolen the passenger side, so I switched both of them to black. This is kind of like an Easter egg, so you know something's not right. And the back, all this is changed to black. This doesn't have a handle, but whatever. The hatch. I was scrapping the car over that body damage. Taillights, so much better. These things are hideous. I forgot to mention I had to go back to the junkyard and buy another seat because the airbag plugs were different on the bottom on the drivers. And I put 3 different seats together to get that one working one. Long story short, it works. So this is the point I'm at right now. And I know you guys are probably thinking about the elephant in the room.
There's no engines.
What are they planning on racing with? Hopes and dreams?
Now with Race Wars coming up, we gotta do something about that. You might be thinking I'm gonna put in this one that needs head gaskets, but the oil pan's wrong. It has the aluminum one with the little steel one with the center mount and no motor mounts. It's out of like a 2010 to 14 Legacy or Outback. So that one will work with changing oil pans and a bunch of stuff I don't have. So I got a better idea. Let's go back to the junkyard. And here we have our donor. This is an 06 Legacy with a bad motor. I actually diagnosed it like a month or 2 ago, and I've been eyeing it, but I've been too busy. It's real simple to pop this, and if you can turn this, which I can. This thing has a broken timing belt. That is perfect for what I want, which is a good, easy build core. So let me go ahead and get this out, and we'll go back to the house. Motor, $200 flat. I can't argue with those prices. Let's go ahead and tear this thing apart and see what it needs. I'm really glad I started investing in heavy machinery. This thing's next. Well, it doesn't look as bad as I was expecting. When they break timing belts, they are interference, and you can generally see marks. That might be a mark right there. I think that is. And we might have one there as well. So passenger rear, I'm expecting bent valves. But honestly, there's not a lot of marks going on. And if you talk to old school Subaru mechanics from the 90s, they'll preach that this is a non-interference motor. It's an interference motor. 2000 up, 100%. I've heard stories of them breaking an idle and people getting lucky and putting a belt on it. This looks like it might be one of those. I will never risk it over doing a set of head gaskets. So I'm gonna pull the heads in here and do valves. When I pull them out, I'll definitely be able to tell if any are bent. It's almost always gonna bend a valve. I don't listen to those old school guys from the 90s. 2000 up, which is the era we're in, those are 24 years old now. So maybe a 30-year-old Subaru is non-interference. Let's take them apart and see if we got bent valves. Please note how this camshaft turns like it should with no load on it because all the rockers are off. This one says no. Oh, looks like we found the problem. Something's wrong in this head. I was expecting to find really, really bent valves. And when I didn't see that, I got a little worried. So it looks like we're finding a cause. This is good news, bad news. Bad news because I need a different head and I scrapped all of the ones I had. Let's dive deeper. Okay, that's bad news right there. This head is junk. But what scares me is, why did the bottom end go and clog this head up? Junk. And look at the head. You look on the side right here, you can see just how much aluminum it took out. So that's junk. Let's move into the block. I want to see if there's any metal in the oil pan, if it looks like the bottom end's good or not. We got a legit patch job on the pan. That looks like a Junkyard punched it to drain the oil. And then rather than replacing the oil pan, they just threw a bunch of JB Weld on it. Probably don't do that if you're trying to save the oil pan. This thing's junk. What the I thought I'd do some shoddy things. This is next level. I'm honestly not seeing an amount of metal that makes me think this bottom end is gone. So let's check the rods for rod knock. The easy way to check for rod knock, get the pistons so they're getting pulled downward. Oh, there's a rod knock. I heard it already. Then push down. That one's good. Is it? What? What? What can I hear? Oh, that's it. Yeah, this one's knocking. Yeah, rod knock right there. So this motor is junk, and this is a risk you take buying junkyard motors that aren't guaranteed running with a warranty. Before you say anything, I want to let everybody watching know I've bought about 5 motors from that junkyard that have said bad on the window, and they've been good and had to do minimal work to get them running. Minimal work for me is I always do head gaskets. So all I would additionally do is put new valves in it. That's not the valves. They're in a box just like that somewhere around here. And they cost $40 on eBay. I actually searched for them on Amazon and they had a 50% off special. I just picked up a set of valves for $21. Talk all the trash you like in the comments section. I've run them on over 50 cars. I know plenty of other shops running these valves. They're metal. They work. This is torched metal. So we need a different motor. Luckily, I have one. The one I probably should have used instead of spending $200 on this. Now that I bought this, I do have the correct oil pan. No, pan has a hole in it. That's right. Oil pickup, oil baffle, and the motor mounts. So now I can make that motor work. You might be thinking you should have just bought a pickup and baffle. Yes. Oh yeah, well, you're right. And I threw away 6 pickups in the past 2 months. Multiple baffles, all the stuff I needed, but I'm liquidating all my Subaru stuff. When you're not stocking a bunch of crap, sometimes you gotta go buy the stuff. Yes, a pickup's only $30-40. Yes, I spent $200 on the motor. We're gonna move on from that. And just keep going. Keep persevering and get a motor done for tomorrow. Second motor is apart and looking good. Here's the block. Block has been checked for knock by rotating and pushing down. The heads are removed and we can see right there that discoloration. And these things like to blow by the exhaust because the exhaust gets hot. So we can see right where it's moved. I'm gonna resurface the heads. I got a new gasket set back there with metal head gaskets. Put this all back together. I got a brand new Aisin timing belt kit. Right after I left the junkyard and I saw that hole in the pan, I went to Subaru and got a pan and a full reseal, like valve cover gaskets, tube seals, front main seal, rear main seal, all from Subaru. I do not mess around with aftermarket seals. I change them once and they don't leak. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this motor. This is it in its current state and it is 9:50 at night and we'll see you in the morning. Quick question. This motor ran, right? The one you sold me?
Yeah,
Got it. Okay, and there's a warranty?
no warranty.
We're back. It is the next night, like 5 p.m. I've spent all day running around for this thing. It was missing some sensors I had to source, some hoses, just random little stuff. And then I had to buy a battery for the car and a bunch of other little stuff. I just put some Walmart special oil in and we are ready to run. Another reason I went and bought that junkyard motor is there's a bunch of little differences. The brand new oil pan, I had to drill a couple holes. A couple of them didn't line up. The oil pickup holes are not tapped, and of course I couldn't find my tap, so I just helicoiled them since I knew where that set was. And then a bunch of just weird little stuff. But we're ready to go. So it's time to put it in. And here it is, all complete. As you can tell, it's no 4Runner. In all honesty, that's better than your average car. And with some better tires, it could do more. And it's in some wet stuff right now, so whatever. Anyway, the car came out really nice. It's a Subaru, so of course it still has some issues. But there's small issues that can be addressed later, like it will only start in neutral, so something in the shifter is not registering park. And the radio doesn't work, but overall, this car's ready to go. The interior came out super nice. Headlights look really good. So we're gonna call that a win and a wrap on this video. Thanks for guys watching. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one.